Good day, St. Maarten. I'm Yesenia Lazaro.
And I'm also Lawrence.
And welcome back to another edition of St. Maarten NEWSDESK.
Brought to you by TV15.
We bring the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond.
It was a long week. I know we're trying to get to the weekend, but before that, let's check out these top headlines.
Dutch police chief visits St. Maarten to strengthen ties. The chief of police of the Netherlands, Ms. J. Knol, visited St. Maarten on Saturday, November 1st for a working trip that underscored growing cooperation between the Dutch National Police and the police force of St. Maarten, known as KPSM. Ms. Knol was a keynote speaker at the first ever Women of Justice Conference hosted by KPSM on Monday at Simpson Bay Resort. The event was designed to empower and inspire women across the justice sector with a focus on leadership and professional growth. Other speakers included Minister of Justice, the Honorable Nathalie Tacklin, and Chief Prosecutor M. Ridderbergs. As part of her itinerary, Ms. Knol met with Minister Tacklin and visited the Philipsburg Police Station, where she toured several departments and learned more about KPSM's operations. She was received by St. Maarten's Chief of Police Carl John and the KPSM management team. The visit concluded with the signing of a formal agreement between the Dutch and St. Maarten police chiefs, securing continued collaboration and the delivery of specialized vehicles to support KPSM's special units. The initiative was aimed to improve response capabilities to complex incidents on the island. The visit reinforced the kingdom's shared commitment to stronger law enforcement coordination and capacity building within the Dutch Caribbean.
Heyliger-Marten defends position amid resignation calls. Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Transport and Telecommunication, Honorable Grisha Heyliger-Marten, says she will continue to serve with integrity despite growing calls for her resignation. Her statement came after United People's Party Member of Parliament Francisco La Cruz called for her immediate resignation, citing a direct conflict of interest and a threat to public trust following a $92 million liability verdict against her husband in a civil case. Heyliger-Marten said she underwent a full legal screening before taking office and that her husband's legal matters were known and considered at that time. She stated, quote, "I was elected by the people of Sint Maarten and appointed following a comprehensive process. The circumstances surrounding my husband were fully reviewed." End quote. The minister added that the civil case will be appealed and urged the public not to draw premature conclusions. She reaffirmed her commitment to serve with integrity, diligence, and transparency, saying her dedication to St. Maarten has never wavered. Meanwhile, MP La Cruz insists the issue goes beyond personal circumstances, calling it a test of government's integrity and public confidence. He said, quote, "This is not a personal attack. It's a stand for principled leadership and accountability." End quote. For now, Minister Heyliger-Marten says she remains focused on her duties and will continue to serve the people of St. Maarten in accordance with the law.
From Coils to Crowns empowers St. Maarten youth through cultural identity. A powerful two-day cultural initiative called From Coils to Crowns made its debut this week, inspiring more than 120 students from Charlotte Brookson Academy, Sundial School, and Sister Borgia Elementary to embrace their natural hair and heritage with pride. The program blended storytelling, performances, and hands-on activities to explore hair history, African ancestry, and self-acceptance. Organizer Soidi Soriando Illis said she was moved by the students' response, calling the event a celebration of culture, confidence, and community. The initiative was supported by sponsors including Prime Distributors, Nestle, and Carl & Sons, with funding assistance from Culture Funds Caribis Habib, or CCG. So the Ando Ellis thanked the true crowns behind the crown, the dedicated team that brought the vision to life. Organizers hope to expand the movement, urging schools, parents, and cultural leaders to collaborate in building programs that uplift and educate local youth. From Coils to Crowns marks just the beginning of a growing effort to reclaim identity and celebrate heritage, one crown at a time. In our featured story, the cruise capital of the Caribbean is making headlines. Port Sint Maarten is kicking off the high season with record-breaking arrivals and a waterfront buzzing with global energy. That story, plus a look ahead to what's next on Small Island News Desk right after the break. But first, the weather. Here's your sunshine report.
A new day begins. The sun rises over Sint Maarten, bringing new energy, new possibilities. This island was built on resilience, progress, and the strength of its people. Our connection is what moves us forward. It links our communities, our businesses, our families. From the heart of the island to the shores beyond, we've connected Sint Maarten. From every street to every home, this network was built for Sint Maarten by Sint Maarten hands. Connection isn't just about signals, it's about people. This is your island and your network recharged. Proudly local, we're here for today, tomorrow, and every milestone ahead.
Hey there, it's Busy with a Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, Sint Maarten, bringing you the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive into today's forecast and see how the skies are treating us. And that's your Sunshine Report, brought to you by the Met Department of Sint Maarten. So as you enjoy your week, stay safe, stay friendly. Sunshine City.
Government advances plans to appoint BTP as energy regulator. The government of Sint Maarten reaffirmed its commitment to designating the Bureau of Telecommunication and Post, BTP, as the regulator for the island's energy sector. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Luke Mercelina Enteyat, Minister the Honorable Grisha Heyliger-Marten continued work on a regulatory framework that would give BTP oversight of energy production and pricing. The move comes as Member of Parliament Omar Otley submitted a proposal addressing electricity tariffs and fuel prices, a suggestion the government said would be reviewed in line with its current plans. Minister Heyliger-Marten previously highlighted plans to introduce senior tariff rates and explore net metering to protect vulnerable groups and support households investing in renewable energy. She emphasized that all measures aim to ensure transparency, equity, and long-term sector stability. The government pledged continued stakeholder engagement as the energy regulatory framework takes shape.
MP York calls for urgent government action as a burial space runs out. Member of Parliament Darrell York raised the alarm over a looming burial space crisis, urging the Ministry of Romi to act swiftly as cemeteries across the island near full capacity. York requested a parliamentary question hour to press for answers on burial plot availability, erosion concerns at K Bay, and the absence of a master plan for cemetery maintenance or expansion. He also highlighted the stalled acquisition of land in Belvedere listed in the 2025 capital plan. Calling burial a matter of dignity and foresight, York stressed the need for collaboration with religious groups, funeral directors, and community leaders. He insisted the issue can no longer be ignored. We owe it to our people to ensure their final resting place is treated with respect and proper planning, he said.
Diabetes Foundation of St. Maarten unveils full lineup for Diabetes Month. Public encouraged to participate. The Diabetes Foundation of St. Maarten, DFS, rolled out its November calendar in observance of Diabetes Month, urging the community to stay proactive about their health through free public screenings and educational events. Over 250 seniors were already screened this week at the John Larmony Center, where DFS conducted glucose, hypertension, cholesterol, and BMI checks. The foundation will continue to outreach with testings this Saturday, November 8th at Carrefour Bush Road from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. On November 14th, International Diabetes Day, DFS will co-host a public symposium with the Collective Prevention Service, CPS, at John Larmony Center from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The session will feature medical experts, including doctors, diabetes nurses, and dietitians. A community walkathon will follow on November 15th, starting at 6 a.m. from Bel Air Center, looping to Phillipsburg and back. Water stations and WEAMS support will be available. The month wraps up with another free screening on November 22nd at Lion's Den during a health fair organized by the Leos. All our activities are free and focused on raising awareness and preventing diabetes, DFS stated. We encourage everyone to stay informed, get tested, and join us in promoting healthier lifestyles. Still ahead, Port St. Maarten welcomes some of the world's most iconic ships as the 2025 high cruise season gets underway. We'll tell you how this record-breaking month is boosting the island's economy and spirit. And later, we'll take you beyond the harbor with Small Island NEWSDESK, shining a spotlight on community stories from across the Small Island region. Don't go anywhere.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every laugh, every adventure. Number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
The 2025 high cruise season has officially set sail, and Port St. Maarten is making waves once again. With one of the busiest schedules in recent years, November alone is bringing a record number of cruise arrivals, reaffirming the island's reputation as the Caribbean's premier cruise gateway. Here's Alston with more.
More than 60 cruise calls are scheduled for this month, including several days with up to 6 ships in port at once. From early morning arrivals to late night departures, the harbor is alive with some of the industry's most iconic vessels. Among them, Icon of the Seas, Symphony of the Seas, Arvia, Britannia, Enchanted Princess, MSC Seaside, Queen Mary II, and the Valiant Lady. Port St. Maarten Group management says the numbers reflect not only a strong rebound, but also continued confidence in the destination's world-class facilities and visitor experience. Among the highlights, November 6th will see a mega ship lineup with Valiant Lady, Star of the Seas, Independence of the Seas, and Azamara Quest all docked together on November 11th, St. Maarten Day. A holiday week surge will bring 6 ships to the harbor, including Icon of the Seas and Britannia. And later this month, Queen Mary II, Norwegian Epic, and Renaissance will all make back-to-back visits, showing St. Maarten's appeal across luxury, contemporary, and boutique markets alike. The economic ripple effect is expected to be felt across the island, from Phillipsburg's shops and restaurants to taxis, tour operators, and beach vendors, as tens of thousands of passengers explore the friendly island each week. As port officials put it, this is the moment we've been preparing for. St. Maarten thrives in the high season, and the energy on the waterfront says it all. The world is sailing back to our shores. Jasenia.
Thanks, Alston. With new ships making inaugural calls and major cruise line reaffirming their commitment, the port is charting a bright course for the 2025-2026 season, one filled with energy, opportunity, and island pride. And speaking of island pride, coming up next, we head to Small Island News Desk, where we spotlight the stories shaping local communities across the Caribbean. Stay tuned.
Guess what? I got an idea. It's amazing. You see how we have the link sharing all everywhere?
QR link,
the
yeah.
QR link?
Yeah.
Raw Caribbean Channel app. Yeah. You're welcome. Put it in the back.
But it's not an app, though. It's not an app. App, you have to like download something to get it on your phone, take up space. It's not an app.
It's like an app. Therefore, it can be an app. So, it's an app. Raw Caribbean TV app. Say it with me, Al. Come on.
It's not an app, though. All you got to do with that, it's a link. You take the link, you hit the bookmark, you say, add to home screen, and so it shows up like an app icon, but it's not an app, though.
Are you a real person? It is an app because you get to watch all the programs from Raw Caribbean at one place. It is an app.
I don't know how to explain this to you, but factually and technically, it's not an app. Kind of like we do the news, facts,
Yeah.
and you do that thing you do.
Whoa.
Point being, you just go to the QR, you hit bookmarks, and you hit add to home screen, and then you can have the link to, let's give it another name.
The app.
You want to call it the app?
Raw Caribbean TV app.
Jess.
Yes.
Jess, please, give some sense, Jess. Jess.
It's kind of like an app.
That's why she gets the big bucks.
It's not an app, though. It's not a app. What the It's not a app.
You kiss your mother with her mouth? My God. Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Watch Raw Caribbean TV app.
Yes.
It's not an app, though.
Welcome to Small Island News Desk, where we take a closer look at what's making headlines across the region's smaller territories. From Anguilla to Saba, Statia to St. Kitts and beyond, these are the stories shaping island life this week. Here's Alston with the regional roundup.
We start in Anguilla, where the Chamber of Commerce and Industry is helping businesses elevate how they serve both locals and visitors. A full-day workshop titled The Wow Factor, Elevate Every Experience in Paradise, aims to boost customer satisfaction through warmth, ownership, and worth, the three pillars of the WOW framework. The event, led by Sint Maarten's own Ife Badajo of Islandpreneur International, is designed to inspire everyone, from managers to frontline employees. Operations Manager Shalicia Brooks Johnson says the training is about raising the bar as Anguilla welcomes a new tourism season, ensuring service that reflects the island's renowned hospitality. Meanwhile, young athletes in Anguilla are pushing their limits thanks to a week-long boot camp hosted by US-based Trinidad Toby Sports Academy. Coaches Toby and Tammy joined forces with Anguilla's LSF Track and Field Academy to strengthen both technical skills and mental toughness among the island's athletes. Their mentorship goes beyond athletics, teaching discipline and focus that carry into everyday life. The collaboration has sparked plans for an Anguilla International Invitational in 2027, a regional track meet that will bring together athletes from across the Caribbean, strengthening not just competition, but community.
Over in Saba, there is reason to celebrate again for the island's top fishing team. Navigator reeled in victory at the 14th annual SXM Wahoo Fishing Tournament, landing 28 Wahoo for an incredible 775 pounds total. Despite rough seas and fierce winds, Captain Ryle Hassel and his crew proved unstoppable, marking their third win in 4 years. The team now qualifies for the World Offshore Fishing Championships in Costa Rica next year, representing both Saba and Sint Maarten on the global stage. And in true island fashion, the event was more than just fishing. It was about camaraderie, tradition, and island pride.
Meanwhile, in St. Kitts and Nevis, lessons from Hurricane Melissa have sparked stronger ties with Italy. The Twin Island Federation is partnering with the Italian government to establish a national early warning system, a major step under its Sustainable Island State agenda. Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, called the project crucial in protecting citizens from the growing threat of extreme weather, while Minister Joyelle Clark highlighted its long-term importance for climate resilience.
St. Eustatius, or Statia as we know it, is celebrating 2 milestones, one for its children and one for its environment. The island reaffirmed its commitment to UNICEF's Child-Friendly Cities initiative during a special network day in The Hague, a pledge to make every community safe and nurturing for young people. And in just a few weeks, Princess Beatrice of the Netherlands is set to visit the island to spotlight local environmental efforts. Her itinerary includes a tour of the reforestation nursery, meetings with the junior rangers, and the opening of the new Kingswell National Park Center, a hub for coral research and conservation. The royal visit underscores Statia's growing role as both a green and youth-focused model in Caribbean Netherlands. And finally, to Jamaica, where recovery efforts continue in the wake of Hurricane Melissa, one of the most powerful storms ever recorded in the Atlantic. At least 32 people were confirmed dead, with hundreds injured and thousands displaced. Entire communities across St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, and St. James parishes have been flattened. International aid is arriving, including U.S. relief teams and $11 million in emergency support from Washington, providing food, shelter, and medical aid. Celebrities like Shaggy, Sean Paul, and philanthropist Bethany Frankel are also contributing to relief efforts, helping to rebuild homes and restore hope. Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the scale of devastation is unlike anything seen in decades, but he praised the resilience and unity of Jamaicans pulling together to recover.
And that's a wrap on Small Island News Desk, where even the smallest islands tell some of the biggest stories. From rebuilding and resilience to innovation and excellence, the region continues to rise together. We'll have more from our Caribbean neighbors next week, and soon, Small Island News Desk will become its own feature segment with voices from across the islands you call home. Until then, I'm Alston, and this has been your Small Island News Desk Regional Roundup.
That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Maarten News Desk.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every weekday morning at 8 a.m. on TV15 and then across all social media platforms. I'm Alston Lawrence.
And I'm just here in Lassiter wishing you an amazing weekend. See you on Monday.
Yeah, and all weekend. Just stay friendly.